Good morning, everyone. This is S. Madhavilata, Contract Faculty in Mathematics from Dr. BRR Government College, Jachirla. Today, topic is group homomorphism. Now, previous class we discuss definition of homomorphism, types of homomorphism, and examples of homomorphism. Now, we will discuss properties of homomorphism. So, first property, G comma dot comma G dash comma dot are two groups. E comma E dash are identity elements in G comma G dash respectively. If Fg tends to G dash is a homomorphism, then first one f of E equal to E dash, second one f of A inverse equal to f of A whole inverse. So proof, G comma dot comma G dash comma dot are two groups. E comma E dash are identity elements in G comma G dash respectively. So first one, to prove f of E equal to E dash. Next, f of E equal to E dash we will prove. Now f of E equal to, we can write E is E into E. So f of E equal to f of E into f of E into E. Again f of E into E is f of E into f of E. Why? Because f is homomorphism. So that's why we will write f of E into f of E. So therefore f of E into f of E equal to f of E. Next, f of E into f of E equal to, we can multiply identity element E dash. So E dash into f of E. Next, from right cancellation law f of E cancel. That implies f of E equal to E dash. So this is first one. Next, second one, to prove f of A inverse equal to f of A whole inverse. Let A belongs to G implies A inverse belongs to G by inverse property. Next, A comma A inverse belongs to G implies A into A inverse belongs to G by closure property. Again, inverse property, A into A inverse equal to E belongs to G. So that implies, therefore A into A inverse equal to E implies, since A into A inverse equal to E, we can take f of A into A inverse equal to f of E. That implies f of A into f of A inverse equal to f of E. F of E is E dash by first property. So f of A into A inverse equal to E dash. So that implies we can prove that f of A, see, A into A inverse, A into B equal to E implies B equal to A inverse. We know that from this property we can write f of A into f of A inverse equal to E dash implies f of A inverse equal to f of A whole inverse. So next theorem, let phi be a homomorphism from a group G to a group G bar, then phi of E equal to E bar, where E and E bar are the identity elements in G and G bar respectively. So proof, phi G tends to G bar is a homomorphism. E belongs to G comma E bar belongs to G bar. Next, phi of E into phi of E equal to phi of E into E by the definition of homomorphism. So next, phi of E into E is phi of E. Next, we can multiply with identity element E bar. Then we will get phi of E into phi of E equal to phi of E into E bar. By left cancellation law, phi of E equal to E bar. Phi of E equal to E bar. Next theorem, let phi be a homomorphism from G to a group G dash and A belongs to G. then phi of a power n equal to phi of a whole power n for all n belongs to z plus, and hence phi of a inverse equal to phi of a whole inverse. So proof phi g tends to g dash is a homomorphism. A belongs to g implies phi of a belongs to g dash. We will prove that phi of a power n equal to phi of a whole power n. To prove this, we use mathematical induction. So phi of a into a equal to, by the definition of homomorphism, phi of a into phi of a. So that implies phi of a square equal to phi of a whole square. This is true for n equal to 2. Let it be true for n equal to k. That implies phi of a power k equal to phi of a whole power k. Now we will prove that it is true for n equal to k plus 1. So here phi of k a power k equal to phi of a whole power k. We have to take phi of a power k into a equal to, by the definition of homomorphism, phi of a power k into phi of a. So that implies phi of a power k plus 1. Next here phi of a power k equal to phi of a whole power k into phi of a. Next that implies phi of a power k plus 1 equal to phi of a whole power k plus 1. It is true for n plus k. So therefore by mathematical induction it is true for all n belongs to z plus. Therefore phi of a power n equal to phi of a whole power n for all n belongs to z plus. Given a belongs to g by inverse property, a into a inverse equal to a inverse into a equal to e. That implies phi of a into a inverse equal to phi of a inverse into a equal to phi of e. So that implies phi of a into phi of a inverse equal to phi of a inverse into phi of a equal to phi of e. So therefore phi of a inverse equal to, we can write phi of a whole inverse. By the inverse property we can write. Next theorem. Let phi be a homomorphism from a group G to a group G dash. A belongs to G. If order of A is finite, then order of phi of A divides order of A. So proof phi maps G to G dash is a homomorphism. A belongs to G. Order of A is finite. Let it be n. Means order of A equal to n. That implies we can write a power n equal to e. E belongs to G. And also we know that phi of a power n equal to phi of a whole power n. So that implies phi of a whole power n equal to phi of a power n. That equal to phi of e. A power n is e. Phi of e. That equal to e dash. E dash belongs to g dash. Therefore phi of a whole power n equal to e dash. E dash belongs to g dash. That implies order of a is a divisor of n. That implies order of phi of a divides order of a. Order of phi of a divides order of a. So next, if phi maps G to G dash is a homomorphism, then curl phi is a subgroup of G. Curl phi is a subgroup of G. So proof. Phi G to G dash is a homomorphism. Let A belongs to G. By the definition of kernel, curl phi equal to A belongs to G such that phi of A equal to E dash. We know that. Since phi of E equal to E dash by known theorem, that implies E belongs to phi of E belongs to curl phi. Therefore curl phi is a non-empty set. Next, let A comma B belongs to curl phi. That implies phi of A equal to E dash comma phi of B equal to E dash. So phi of A B inverse equal to phi of A into phi of B inverse. So also we know that phi of B inverse equal to phi of B whole inverse. So phi of A into phi of B whole inverse. Next phi of A equal to E dash, phi of B is E dash whole inverse. So E dash into E dash into E dash equal to E dash. Phi of AB inverse equal to E dash. So that implies AB inverse belongs to curl phi. AB belongs to curl phi for all A comma B belongs to curl phi. Therefore, we know that curl phi is a subgroup of G. Next theorem. F maps G to G comma dot tends to G dash comma dot is a group, then F of G comma dot is a subgroup of G, or homomorphic image of a group is a group. So proof. What is given? G is a group. F maps G to G dash is a homomorphism. By homomorphic image definition, f of G equal to f of A belongs to G such that A belongs to G. F of A belongs to G dash such that A belongs to G. E belongs to G implies f of E equal to E dash belongs to f of G. Therefore, f of G not equal to phi subset are equal to G dash. Let A dash comma B dash belongs to f of G. So A dash belongs to f of G. There exists A belongs to G such that A dash equal to f of A. If B dash belongs to f of G, there exists B belongs to G such that B dash belongs to f of G. So A dash comma B dash whole inverse equal to A dash is f of A, B dash is f of B. So f of B whole inverse. So here we know that f of B we can write f of B whole inverse equal to f of B inverse. So that equal to f of A into f of B inverse. That equal to f of AB inverse. So therefore A dash B dash whole inverse equal to f of AB inverse, equation number 1. So A belongs to G comma B belongs to G implies A belongs to G comma B inverse belongs to G. That implies AB inverse belongs to G. So f of AB inverse belongs to f of G implies A dash into B dash whole inverse belongs to f of G. Since by 1. So A dash comma B dash belongs to f of G implies A dash into B dash inverse belongs to f of G, comma A dash comma B dash belongs to G dash. Therefore f of G is a subgroup of G dash. Therefore homomorphic image of F is a group and f of G subset are equal to G dash. So this is the proof. Next theorem. Homomorphic image of an abelian group is abelian, or G is an abelian group, H is a subgroup of G. If H is an abelian, then phi of H is an abelian. So proof. Let G comma dot is be an abelian group and F G tends to G dash is a homomorphism. So homomorphic image f of G equal to, by the definition we can write f of A belongs to G dash such that A belongs to G. Next, E belongs to G. E is an identity in G implies f of E equal to E dash is an element in f of G. Therefore, f of G not equal to phi. So, f of G subset are equal to G dash. Next, let A comma B belongs to G. G is an abelian group by commutative property AB equal to BA. So A dash belongs to G dash, there exists A belongs to G such that f of A equal to A dash. B dash belongs to G dash, there exists B belongs to G such that f of B equal to B dash. So next we can consider A dash comma B dash. A dash is f of A, B dash is f of B. F of A into f of B equal to f of AB. So G is an abelian group. By commutative property AB can write BA. So f of BA. A dash B dash equal to f of BA is f of B into f of A. So A dash B dash equal to f of B into f of A. F of B equal to B dash, f of A equal to A dash. So therefore A dash B dash equal to B dash A dash. For all A dash comma B dash belongs to G dash, means f of G. Therefore f of G is an abelian group. Hence the proof means therefore homomorphic image of an abelian group is an abelian group. Next theorem, let phi be a function, let phi g tends to g dash be a homomorphism, then phi of a equal to phi of b if and only if a into curl phi equal to b into curl phi. So proof, phi maps g to g dash is a homomorphism. A comma B belongs to G. Here we will prove that two conditions, necessary condition and also sufficient condition. So what is necessary condition? Let phi of A equal to phi of B. We will prove that A into curl phi equal to B into curl phi. Since phi of A equal to phi of B, so that implies we can multiply with phi of B inverse on both sides. So phi of B inverse into phi of A equal to phi of B inverse into phi of B. So that implies phi of B inverse A equal to phi of B inverse B. So that implies phi of B inverse A equal to phi of B into B inverse equal to E, phi of E. So that implies phi of B inverse A equal to phi of E. Phi of E is E dash. So phi of B inverse A equal to E dash. That implies B inverse A belongs to curl phi. By the definition of curl phi we can write. So that implies B inverse A into curl phi equal to curl phi. This is if H is a subgroup of G, A belongs to H implies AH equal to H. Here curl phi is a subgroup of G. So we can write B inverse A curl phi equal to curl phi. So that implies by associative property we can write here we will multiply with B on both sides. Again by the associative property B into B inverse into A curl phi equal to B into curl phi. Next by inverse property B into B inverse equal to E into A curl phi equal to B curl phi. Again by identity property EA can write A into curl phi equal to B into curl phi. So this is the necessary condition. Now we will prove that sufficient condition. Let A into curl phi equal to B into curl phi. Now we will prove that phi of A equal to phi of B. Since A into curl phi equal to B into curl phi, that implies we know that B inverse A belongs to curl phi, means AH equal to BH implies B inverse A belongs to H. So that implies phi of B into B inverse A equal to E dash. This implies phi is a homomorphism. So we can write phi of B inverse A equal to phi of B inverse into phi of A, that equal to phi of E. That implies phi of B inverse into phi of A equal to phi of B inverse into B. Again, phi is a homomorphism that implies phi of B inverse into phi of A. So by left cancellation law, here phi of B inverse both are cancelled. Phi of A equal to phi of B. So therefore phi of A equal to phi of B if find only if A curl phi equal to B curl phi. So hence proved. Next theorem. Phi maps G tends to G dash is a homomorphism. If phi of G equal to G dash, then phi inverse of G dash equal to x, set x belongs to G such that phi of x equal to G dash, that equal to G curl phi. Proof. Phi maps G tends to G dash is a homomorphism. Phi of G equal to G dash. What is given we will write here. So phi dash of G dash equal to set x belongs to G such that phi of x equal to G dash. Now we will prove that phi inverse of G dash equal to G into curl phi. For this, it is enough to prove that phi inverse of G dash subset are equal to G into curl phi and G into curl phi subset are equal to phi inverse of G dash. So next, let x belongs to phi inverse of G dash, that implies phi of x equal to G dash. By the definition, phi inverse of G dash. Next, by equation number 1, G dash can be written as phi of G. So phi of x equal to phi of G. So next, that implies x into curl phi equal to G into curl phi. Means by the previous theorem, phi of A equal to phi of B. Find only if A curl phi equal to B curl phi. So next, that implies x belongs to G curl phi. So that implies phi inverse of G dash subset are equal to G into curl phi. Equation number 2. Next, this is equation number 2. Next, let k belongs to curl phi. Phi, that implies phi of gk equal to phi is a homomorphism. So by the definition of homomorphism, we can write phi of gk equal to phi of g into phi of k, that equal to g dash into e. So that equal to g dash. Therefore phi of gk equal to g dash. That implies gk belongs to phi inverse of g dash. So that implies G into curl phi subset are equal to phi inverse of G dash. This is equation number 3. From 2 and 3, phi inverse of G dash equal to G into curl phi. We will see another theorem statement. Phi is a homomorphism from a group G to G dash. Then curl phi is a normal subgroup of G. Curl phi is a normal subgroup of G. Just before we can prove phi of curl phi is a subgroup of G. Now we will prove curl phi is a normal subgroup of G. So proof. What is given? Write down. G comma G bar are two groups. Phi maps G to G bar is a homomorphism. Let E and E bar be the identities in G and G bar respectively. Curl phi equal to set A belongs to G such that phi of A equal to E bar. Equation number 1, that is subset are equal to G. Therefore curl phi subset are equal to G. So since phi of E equal to E bar, E belongs to curl phi. Let x belongs to G, comma A belongs to curl phi. Next, consider phi of x A x inverse equal to phi is a homomorphism. By the definition of homomorphism, we can write phi of x into phi of A into phi of x inverse. By the one, we can write here phi of A is E bar. So, by the definition of curl phi, here phi of x into E bar into phi of x bar, that equal to phi of x into phi of x inverse. Again, by the definition of homomorphism, we can write phi of x into x inverse. Here x into x inverse is E, so phi of E, that equal to phi of E is E inverse. Therefore, phi of XA x inverse equal to E bar. That implies XA x inverse belongs to curl phi for all x belongs to G, comma A belongs to curl phi. Therefore, curl phi is a normal subgroup of G. Normal subgroup of G. So, now we will see canonical homomorphism or natural homomorphism. So, definition: let G be a group and K be a normal subgroup of G. The mapping phi maps G tends to G by K is always a homomorphism defined by phi of A equal to Ka for all A belongs to G. Then phi is called a canonical or natural homomorphism. So note, curl phi is a normal subgroup of G. So if G tends to G by curl phi is a canonical homomorphism. Now see one more theorem. Here 5 bits are here. Let phi maps G tends to G bar be a homomorphism and H comma H bar be two subgroups of G comma G bar respectively. Then, so 5 bits we will prove. First one, phi of H is a subgroup of G bar. Second one, if H is a cyclic, then phi of H is also cyclic. Third one, if H is an abelian, then phi of H is an abelian. Next, fourth one, if H is a normal subgroup in G, then phi of H is also normal subgroup in phi of G. Fifth one, if H bar is a subgroup of G bar, then phi inverse of H bar is a subgroup of G. So proof, what is given? Write down first. Phi maps G to G bar is a homomorphism. H comma H bar are two subgroups of G comma G bar respectively. We will prove one by one. First one, we will prove that phi of H is a subgroup of G bar. So, let phi of A1 equal to B1, phi of A2 equal to B2. Here, A1 comma A2 belongs to H, B1 comma B2 belongs to phi of H. So, B into B2, B1 into B2 inverse equal to B1 we can write phi of A1, B2 is phi of A2 inverse. So that equal to phi of A into phi of B means phi here phi of A2 inverse equal to phi of A2 inverse. So phi of A1 into phi of A2 inverse equal to phi of A1 into A2 inverse. So A1 here, that is belongs to phi of H. Since H is a subgroup of G if and only if AB inverse belongs to H. So therefore B1 comma B1 into B2 inverse belongs to H for all B1 comma B2 belongs to phi of H. Therefore, phi of H is a subgroup of G. Now we will prove that second property. To prove phi of H is cyclic. H is a cyclic group, implies H equal to generator A belongs to H. Since A belongs to H implies phi of A belongs to phi of H. Since H equal to generator A implies A comma A square comma A cube and so on belongs to H. That implies phi of A comma phi of A square comma phi of A cube comma and so on belongs to phi of H. So that implies phi of H equal to generator of phi of A. Therefore, phi of H is cyclic. So this is second one. Next, third one, to prove phi of H is an abelian. So what is given? H is an abelian means AB equal to BA for all A comma B belongs to H. Now we will prove that phi of H is an abelian. So phi is a homomorphism. By the definition of homomorphism, phi of AB equal to phi of A into phi of B for all A comma B belongs to H. And phi of BA equal to phi of B into phi of A for all A comma B belongs to H. Since AB equal to BA, that implies phi of AB equal to phi of BA. That implies phi of A into phi of B equal to phi of B into phi of A. Therefore, phi of H is an abelian group. Next, fourth one. We will prove that here fourth one, phi of H is normal in phi of G. So, H is normal in G. Let X belongs to G, H belongs to H implies phi of X belongs to phi of G, comma phi of H belongs to phi of H. Since H is normal in G implies X inverse belongs to H for all X belongs to G, small h belongs to capital H. Next, phi of X, phi of H, phi of X whole inverse equal to, we can write phi of X whole inverse is phi of X inverse. So here phi is homomorphism. By the definition of homomorphism, we can write phi of X inverse that belongs to phi of H. So therefore phi of X into phi of H into phi of X whole inverse belongs to phi of H for all phi of X belongs to phi of G, comma phi of H belongs to phi of capital H. Therefore, phi of H is normal subgroup in phi of G. So, next, fifth one, H bar is a subgroup of G bar. Now, we will prove that phi inverse of H bar is a subgroup of G. So, phi inverse of H bar equal to set A belongs to G such that phi of A belongs to H bar. So, A comma B belongs to phi inverse of H bar. That implies phi of A comma phi of B belongs to H bar. That implies phi of A comma phi of B whole inverse belongs to H bar. So, that implies here phi of A into phi of B whole inverse belongs to H bar. Phi of A into phi of B bar. By the closure property, we can write phi of A into phi of B inverse belongs to H bar. That implies by definition of homomorphism, phi of AB inverse belongs to H bar. So that implies AB inverse belongs to phi inverse of H bar. Therefore, phi inverse of H bar is a subgroup of G. So, these are all properties of homomorphism. So, today we discussed all properties of homomorphism and definition of canonical homomorphism. So, thank you. In the next class, we will discuss another topic.